Goku is the infamous character from the infamous series known as Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Evolution, Dragon Ball GT, and whatever the f this is.
Yo, good buddy.
We are going to be talking about Goku, or more specifically, why his super counterpart is better than Z. Now, most people will find Goku's Z counterpart to be much more heroic and serious about the opponents he is facing, mostly putting the needs of his friends over the need for his selfish desire to fight. And I mean only fight them. Nothing else. But a lot of people seem to forget that Goku in Super actually does fight seriously, and I would argue is a much more fleshed out character than his Z counterpart. One who cares about his family, one who never gives up in a fight, even when things seem hopeless, and one that sticks to the original vision Akira Toriyama had for the character, God rest his soul. But the main reason people probably get confused about the character of Goku is because first off, the argument of comparing Z Goku to Super Goku has many flaws. Like, if we are purely talking about the English dub of Dragon Ball Z, how Goku is interpreted in the Dragon Ball Z dub is way different than how his character is actually supposed to act. When Dragon Ball Z was originally released, anime in general was just not as popular, and as a result, Goku's character was translated in a way that would make him appeal more to Western audiences. Now, something to note is that this wasn't just done with Goku and Z, but other characters as well. Actually, quick side tangent, anime fans will cry all day long about how you should read the manga, but they won't give that same energy for Dragon Ball Z. People will defend Dragon Ball Z as if it is their precious and as if it can do no wrong. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but it absolutely can. And it does. Now, I don't usually like to bring up the argument of different adaptations because as a casual viewer myself, I think that every adaptation of whatever media it comes from should at least be faithful to the material. And if it is not faithful to the material, then it should expand upon it in a meaningful way that tries to at least adhere to the author's original vision. Otherwise, you're gonna have some really pissed off fans that are wondering why the fuck Goku is Superman. Alas, I'm a firm believer that every viewer should not be expected to watch every version of media just to get the fucking meaning of Goku's facial expression, which looks exactly the same, by the way. With that being said, the first version of Dragon Ball Z that I watched was Kai. Kai was made with a specific intent to adapt the Dragon Ball Z manga into a faithful adaptation and cut out filler content. And for the most part, it was pretty successful with this, with the exception of the Buu Saga. But most importantly, they fixed the portrayal of Goku's character and how he was actually supposed to act according to the manga. Compare when Krillin dies in Dragon Ball Z versus Dragon Ball Z Kai.
No, Frieza! Don't do it! Goku!
Or Goku's speech in Dragon Ball Z.
I am the hope of the universe. I am the answer to all living things that cry out for peace. I am protector of the innocent. I am the light in the darkness. I am truth. Allied to good, nightmare to you!
Versus Dragon Ball Z Kai.
I am the warrior you've heard of in legends, pure of heart and awakened by fury. That's what I am. I am the Super Saiyan Son Goku!
In Z, Goku is the hope of the universe. He is the good versus evil. He is the light that will defeat the evil tyrant Frieza. But in Kai, Goku is out for blood, not just for the pride of the Saiyan race, but for the sake of his dead best friend. Did I get that right? The depictions of Goku, depending on Z versus Kai, showcase a completely different type of motivation. And I picked this comparison specifically because this is Goku when he is at his most serious in the entire series. Z portrays Goku as the hope of the universe, the ally to good, and the nightmare to you. Well, Kai, Goku sounds like he is legitimately done with Frieza's shit, and I'm honestly convinced he wants to murder this guy. Like, Goku has never crashed out this hard in the entire series. And it is much more direct about why Goku intends to defeat Frieza. I mean, come on. When you compare Krillin getting blown to smithereens in Z versus Kai, in Z, he yells, "Help me!" Well, in Kai, he shouts, "Goku!" Now, I have a question for you. Which is Goku more likely to wake up in a cold sweat after remembering the traumatic event? Is it when Krillin shouts, "Help me," in the sense that he wants someone to help him move out of Master Roshi's house? Or when he shouts Goku in a way where he sounds legitimately terrified of dying? Something to know about Goku is that he states that he is no hero. Goku is a selfish person who mostly ends up doing the right thing. Take the Tournament of Power, for example. Everybody and their grandma agrees that Goku jumped the gun and put the entire multiverse at risk because of his suggestion to hold the Tournament of Power. But what he actually did was save all the universes from mass destruction from Zeno. Because originally, Zeno was just going to erase all the universes without even giving them a chance. Hell, Goku probably convinced Grand Zeno to not erase any of the universes even after 17 brought them back, simply because they were able to show what value they held for themselves in the multiverse. They were given the opportunity to pitch to Grand Zeno why their universe should still exist. It was a selfish decision for Goku to suggest the Tournament of Power, and this decision could have led to the destruction of many universes depending on who won, but in the end, it worked out just fine. So this leads me to my next main question. Who is the Goku that we all grew up watching? I would like to start out this section by saying that because Dragon Ball Z Kai was the version I grew up watching, that obviously means that it is the best version by far. If any of you didn't catch that, that was a fucking joke. You can enjoy any adaptation you like. Goku is quite serious throughout the entire duration of Dragon Ball Z Kai, especially in the Saiyan Saga, the Namek Saga, and the Cell Saga. But the exception to this is the Buu Saga. See, in the Buu Saga, Goku makes many mistakes. I mean, understandably, of course, no character is perfect. I mean, he only made the small mistake of accidentally hiding Super Saiyan 3 from Vegeta, which caused their fight to drag on, which revived Buu, who killed Gohan. Then Vegeta giving his final atonement doesn't mean shit. Then Goku finally remembers in that tumor head brain of his that he has Super Saiyan 3, and he only uses it as a stalling mechanism and nothing else? Okay, maybe he just isn't strong enough to defeat Buu, and he just wants to raise the new generation to be strong enough to do it. Like with Gohan. He wouldn't put his sons in peril unless he absolutely had no choice.
I didn't want to say anything before, but I actually could have taken out the chubby Buu last time I went Super Saiyan 3 on him.
What? So you're telling me the entire time Goku could have ended the saga? Okay, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. The next time he has the advantage over Buu is when he turns into Kid Buu. Vegeta and Goku, all they need to do is just fuse one more time and they can easily defeat this. Chat, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Your sons! Your wife! The entire fucking Earth is dead! Why are you treating this like the 1991 Bills game? Hit the 47-yard shot, Goku! You are fumbling the bag! Why are you not more pissed off about this as you were when your best friend fucking died? Owen Nappa killed all the Z fighters? We all know you have the power. It's time to use it. The most pissed off version of Goku the saga can muster up is when he tells Goten in the juice box to stop crying over their loved ones. Goku, you are directly responsible for their deaths. They have a right to be pissed at you. This is pathetic. Knowing the entire time he had the power to end this and chose not to. The main point is, Goku is not perfect, and he has made many mistakes. Many very stupid mistakes. But with the previous sagas of Goku being super serious and rarely letting villains stab him in the back, at least not without consequences, it really makes you wonder why he changed so much in the Buu Saga. He completely disregards the death of all of his loved ones just because he wants the chance to fight Kid Buu one-on-one. Up until this point, Goku has never put his need to fight above the needs of his friends and family. But why is this the case? Well, I think it's pretty simple actually. It's because Goku has a superiority complex. Let us run through the events before the Buu Saga. In the Saiyan Saga, Goku must sacrifice himself to defeat an opponent that far outclasses him. Next, he must train himself for an entire year to defeat 2 Saiyans that are even stronger than the guy he had to murk himself to kill. When he is finally revived, he finds out that he forgot to set his alarm and unfortunately was late to his communications class that had a quiz that was worth 62.5% of the grade. In layman's terms, all of his friends are fucking dead. And if that didn't hurt enough, I am damn well sure being completely outclassed by Vegeta to the point of needing to push to his body to the brink only to have to fight the stupid Ozaru transformation? God, I hate this fucking boss fight. What the fuck? And casually getting his bones crushed to the point of nearly dying yet again? Despite this, he spares Vegeta and starts this trend of being a good Samaritan, well, low-key forgetting that 62.5 of his friends got fucking killed by this guy. But this trend doesn't last very long, because it ends with him being sad that he had to blow up Frieza. More stuff happened in between, such as his body getting stolen, pushed to the point of nearly giving up against Frieza, and his best friend going kaput. And that doesn't even mention how he barely managed to escape Planet Namek. Then he comes back to Earth with the intention to kill Frieza, because he knows damn well sure that if given the chance, Frieza will absolutely kill all of Goku's friends. Luckily, the drink, a beverage of sorts, resolve this issue so Goku can just sit back and relax for once. Until 3 years later, where he gets a fucking heart virus against the androids, who, by the way, he spent a full 3 years training for, and he then has the genius idea to fight one of them. Well, he has a fucking heart virus. And well, the Grill Master is literally right there. Like, what are you doing? He then wakes up, trains his son to beat the biggest threat they have ever faced, and makes the most notable stupid decision of giving Cell a senzu bean, which I do not need to describe, because nobody ever stops talking about it. Too bad, so sad. Gohan steals Vegeta's book on how not to defeat a villain and looks like a dumbass in the process. Surely he won't repeat this mistake ever again. I mean, the consequences when he did this the first time were just so detrimental with his fucking father dying. I mean, surely there's no way he will ever repeat this mistake, right? Now, some of you might be asking, what was the point of this section? Why did you basically summarize all the main points of Dragon Ball Z? And I'll tell you why. It is because Goku was never given room in any of these cases or scenarios that would ever even give him the chance to act silly or goofy. But most notably, the few times where he actually had an advantage, such as against Android 19 or against Majin Buu, are when he made stupid and reckless decisions. His #1 priority in the story at this point is to protect his friends because they are in constant peril. Even opponents that didn't really mean anything, such as Nappa or the Ginyu Force, all had one thing in common before they faced Goku. They harmed Goku's friends. And as a result, Goku didn't feel the need to test how strong they were. Goku loves fighting and getting stronger, but he is being shown time and time again that he ain't shit and he still needs to get stronger. At the end of Dragon Ball, Goku stagnated and only continued his journey to become stronger once he realized it was possible. In my opinion, Goku throughout Z probably really wanted to test his mettle. He most likely wanted to get stronger, but didn't want to have to worry about the outside consequences. And because he was not able to fulfill this need for so long, he kept himself dead and trained in the spirit world for over 7 years. Now, I know that Goku said he did this for the sake of the Earth because apparently all the bad guys are attracted to Goku, but did he really? If the Majin Buu Saga proved anything, it is that Goku is capable of putting the Earth in danger if it means he can get a good fight. He is not a hero of justice. He is a selfish person that often does the right thing. Super takes place in a time that is far more peaceful than Dragon Ball Z. And despite Goku's many fuck-ups in the Majin Buu Saga, he still believes that he is superior enough to low-key talk shit to Beerus. He gets humbled, so he starts taking shit more seriously and fights Beerus with everything he has until the very bitter end without ever giving up. I really like the anime version of this ending over the movie version because it shows how prideful Goku is about the power he has achieved, even when he is only mere moments away from passing out. Compare this to the movie version where he just straight up admits defeat, well, still having the ability to talk to Beerus. Goku in Dragon Ball Super is actually given a lot more room to showcase his character. He isn't just a hero, he isn't just a guy who wants to get stronger for the sake of it, but he is also a father and a grandpa. The very first scene we see in Dragon Ball Super is Goku in the fields with Goten. When Goku loses the ability to control his energy, he spends time with Pan and promises to show her the stars in one of the most wholesome scenes in the entire series. The only time he got to show this kind of love to his children was with Gohan at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, and in all honesty, I think that's the main reason Goku stagnated as a fighter, because he was taking care of his family. This side of Goku is explored a lot more in Dragon Ball Super, but so is the side of Goku wanting to fight more. Goku is also given a goalpost in Dragon Ball Super, the infinite goalpost known as Beerus. With the god-level threats being introduced in Dragon Ball Super, it is crucial that Goku gets stronger, especially since his attempts at raising the future generations failed. Dragon Ball Super is the happiest Goku has been in his entire life. He is surrounded by people who are stronger than him and who are not constantly threatening the Earth, and in some cases are actually assisting and protecting it. Goku is a lot more selfish, but that is because he is spoiled rotten with the endless fighting opportunities he has. Despite this, Dragon Ball Super does have some catastrophic events that call for Goku to be serious, and in many ways, he still is. When he is observing Zamasu in their fight, he almost immediately figures out that his energy is similar to Goku Black's. When he learns that Zamasu and Goku Black killed Goten and Chi-Chi, not even in his own timeline, he goes mad and pounds their shit. Pause. Super plays up a lot more childish and comedic elements that make the series seem not as serious as Dragon Ball Z, and that's because it's not. In fact, Super often parodies events that happen from Dragon Ball Z in an attempt to make fun of them. I mean, come on. People to this day are still trying to calculate the power level of Goku when Akira Toriyama introduced power levels as a joke. Like, my god, y'all are really making this shit more complicated than it needs to be. And this is based on information that we know is factually incorrect to begin with. Like, come on, y'all have got to be taking the piss with this. Anyway, there is a legit example of Goku being a dumbass and as a result, causing the destruction of someone else's world. And no, I'm not talking about the Majin Buu Saga this time. I'm talking about the Goku Black arc. When Goku forgets the talisman for the evil containment wave. Because Goku forgot this talisman, Goku Black and Zamasu fuse together, who make an immortal being, and they eventually end up becoming the clouds. So Zeno has to destroy Trunks' entire timeline. However, this event is basically resolved by Trunks going back into another dimension where another version of him and Mai will exist together. Now, I am absolutely not denying that Goku is a dumbass for forgetting something so crucial, but how does this justify Super Goku being dumber than Z Goku? He literally made the same mistake multiple times in the Buu Saga. The main complaint I would have is, why hasn't he learned his lesson yet? But I will give 1 point to the Dragon Ball Z fandom that argues in favor for Goku being a dumbass in the Resurrection F arc, because Goku is a dumbass here for letting his guard down against Frieza, something he specifically told Frieza not to do in the Namek Saga. Yeah, no, GG's bro, no hard feelings, just level up your stats and grind to the lab. I'm sure you'll be on my level one day. But who knows? Maybe Goku is fine with letting Frieza go in this case for the simple reason that Beerus and Whis were there. This was a time in Dragon Ball where they had the most peace. And how is Frieza realistically supposed to kill any of the Earthlings if they are in the favor of Lord Beerus, the god of destruction? I mean, we literally see the extent to what Frieza can do against them, which is blow up the planet. But now that we know that Whis can turn back time, it really doesn't make a difference. The second smaller scale example of how Goku in Super is an absolute dumbass is how he forgot about meditation. Now, I'm not saying that isn't a fair criticism, because it is. Goku absolutely should know what meditation is, given that he learned it on the lookout way back when he trained with Kami, and he also meditated right before the tournament in the Majin Buu Saga. But is that really it? Are those the only reasons why people think that Super Goku is a much bigger dumbass than his Z counterpart? Goku in Dragon Ball Super has much more depth than Z. Hear me out. Hear me out. Seriousness does not equal depth. I'll repeat this again. Seriousness does not equal depth. Goku in Dragon Ball Z is primarily serious, with his moments of being lighthearted and acting like a father to an absolute minimum. And that is because most of his priority is spent towards protecting the Earth. In Super, Goku is much more lighthearted. He's not as serious. He is a lot more happy, and he still cares about his children. His main priority, however, is to get stronger so that one day he can defeat Lord Beerus. Look, you can have your own opinion on which is better, Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super, it doesn't matter to me. But if you expect Goku to act exactly the same way as he did in Dragon Ball Z when the times are completely different, then you're just fucking delusional. I actually like the fact that they allow Goku to adapt his character depending on the level of peace. Because believe it or not, we still have serious Goku. He may not show up as often, but how many scenarios, how many circumstances call for serious Goku? And let's not forget that he beat the absolute bricks out of Jiren when he shot a blast at his friends that could have killed them. In addition, Goku in Super actually shows more intellect than he does in Z. Think about it. What was the most creative technique that Goku used in Z to defeat a villain outside of the good old reliable Spirit Bomb? Well, I would say that it's the Warping Kamehameha, the Solar Flare against that fucking monkey, and the Underwater Kamehameha. But how about Super? Well, we have the Destructo Disc ×6 against Jiren, which would have taken him out if Goku just followed it up with a Kamehameha, energy landmines, the after image technique, and the Kamehameha of NBA Dream! And this doesn't even include the Godbind technique from the Broly movie. Yet, it is in Dragon Ball Super, the series, where Goku is a dumbass. That Goku is more adaptable to fighting his enemies and finding creative ways to throw them off balance. So outside of meditation, outside of him getting blasted with a common ray gun, how exactly is Goku a dumbass in Dragon Ball Super? Well, I will do you a favor. I will actually give you some ammo. Goku at the beginning of the Broly movie thinks Frieza will not train to get stronger and kill them, even though that is literally exactly what he does. Now, you could say the entire truce between Goku and Frieza was broken by the time he sent Broly after them, and that Goku and Vegeta should have hunted down Frieza, but let's face it, when have the Z Fighters ever done anything logical? Take the Android Saga, for instance. We literally got the drink telling Goku that the androids will destroy the entire future. However, Bulma knows where Dr. Gero lives. They could have literally pulled up to his place and blown his shits to Sky High School. But they don't, because they want the chance to test their mettle against the androids while casually holding this information from Trunks.
Call me the drink.
The common trend I found with Goku is that he makes stupid mistakes when he thinks that he is superior to his opponents. So to say that Goku making stupid mistakes in Dragon Ball Super is the reason why he's dumber than in Dragon Ball Z makes absolutely no sense. His character has not changed. He has been like this all along. The only real difference is how often he does it. How often is Goku allowed to have a superiority complex in Z? Not very often at all, actually. How often is Goku allowed to have a superiority complex in Super? Well, given that he's stronger than like 90% of the opponents he faces in the entire series, quite freaking often. The times where Goku takes fights seriously are when one of the two conditions are met. Either one, his friends are in peril and need saving / they are already dead, so Goku needs to get vengeance for them, or his opponents are much stronger than he is. And as a result, he has to take the fight seriously. Otherwise, he's just gonna get absolutely screwed. I mean, come on. Can you think of a single fight in Dragon Ball Z where Goku has the clear advantage and his friends aren't in constant danger? Please try. I want to know. Goku also shows a small sign of his arrogance early on when he makes a snarky mark at Vegeta after he exits the time chamber. Up until this point, Goku has not really shown major signs of being arrogant, and actually makes it a point to never let his guard down against his opponents. This is a point that he stretches out against the Ginyu Force, against Frieza, but then ironically enough, he gets knocked out in the Buu Saga, gives Cell a Senzu Bean because he believes in Gohan so much. And how many more examples do you want from the Majin Buu Saga of Goku just letting down his guard? Because oh my god. What Super does is continue the trend that Z started. So for everybody calling Super Goku stupid, all you are really doing is calling Goku stupid in general. Thanks for watching.